Yo, what's up? It's your boy True Justice Fighter 1UP coming at you again on a never-ending mission to reveal the truths. And today I'm going to be playing The Last of Us Remastered again. Another episode being brung at your face. So, yeah. So, I guess today I'm going to be touching on a few topics that I would like to get off my chest. Just as always, you know, I like to just do a little bit of rant and rave and all that good stuff. So, today I'm going to be talking about old gaming establishments, such as old game store that got put out of business, maybe because a GameStop opened like right across from it, put it out of business and stuff like that. So, and also I want to touch on, people that disrupt your gaming also, which can be counted as like gaming oppression, just like last episode that I talked about. And I also want to talk about jobs in gaming. Because the other day I was watching a video that had basically CGI characters, cartoon characters, I would call CG, talking about what it takes to be in the games industry. And they were pretty funny about it. They mentioned a lot of stuff, so I just want to get into that. So first off with that, I want to talk about, of course, I want to talk about gaming establishments, maybe a game store that got put out of business, because earlier today I was actually, I was out, which I'm rarely ever out,
behind you.
but I was out and I was going to get something, but I couldn't find it. I went to like all sorts of different like stores looking for this one thing. I won't specify what it was, but I was looking for it and I didn't find it. But on my way looking for this thing, I came across the street as to where one of my favorite game stores were on, and that was a game store called Bulletproof Games. And what Bulletproof Games was like, so what Bulletproof Games was a game store that not only sold games, but all sorts of like geek merchandise, such as like comic books and action figures and stuff like that. And I noticed that it wasn't there anymore. It was instead replaced with a hardware store, which I don't see how that works. And mind you, this is like my favorite game store of all time, and it's not big like GameStop is. GameStop is like, GameStop has that whole franchise thing. It's not like that. There's only a couple of Bulletproof Games, and one of them just so happened to be kind of a walk from where I live, but it's manageable to get there. And it was just absolutely astonishing to see it closed, because that gaming Bulletproof Game store was such a great store. It sold everything from like not only video games but also like action figures, including the action figures of the anime and comic book variety. Not only that, but they also sold anime and comic books. So they sold like anime DVDs, comic books fresh out the pack. And it's just a damn shame that game store had to go away. The thing about it too was that like I knew an old buddy of mine whom I knew from another guy, even though I don't hang with him anymore, hence I call him an old buddy of mine. He actually had a twin brother that worked at Bulletproof Games.
Damn it, they got Warren.
And I remember one time going there when Halo Reach came out because I was super duper excited for it, and I went there to go get it
We should go, Marlene.
with one of my other buddies, and you know, my this dude's twin brother basically sold it to me. But also when I went, I wanted to get a job there because, you know, I love games and that whole geek culture of like anime and comic books and all that so much that I would love to be in a place that's about that, you know. So he said that was hard to get a job because you basically have to talk to his boss, who's impossible to track down. And I was like, okay, it's all cool. At least I got Halo Reach. But the friend I was with was just spazzing out. He was like calling me like all sorts of bad stuff, and I was like, dude, you need to stop. That's rude. But anyways, other than that though, Bulletproof Games is such a huge. It's been such a huge part of my life ever since I was a child. You know, you'd go there, and the thing about this store was that it was located right across the street from a middle school. So you know, any those middle school kids who were geeks and whatever, those kids had, you know, they had a store where they can just go to meet kids, you know, and now that's gone. It's like, where do they go from there, you know? And it's just a damn shame. And I wish I had gone to that school, honestly, because the school I've been to had no such thing, no game stores, nothing going for it. But yeah, I mean, like, it's just a damn shame that, you know, Bulletproof Games had to close down like that, and I didn't even know about it, you know. And I remember like 3 years back, when I first had a job,
The place is right up ahead.
I went there and I got like a Gurren Lagann figure. And yeah, it was like, because Gurren Lagann is my favorite anime of all time. I saw that on Sci-Fi day one and quickly became a fan. And I saw the Gurren Lagann figure there, and it was only one, so I bought it. Like, it was a no-brainer purchase. I had to buy it. And I bought like an old 90s Meowth Pokemon toy, which my little bro actually, he got it lost somewhere. But yeah, I bought that. I bought a ton of stuff. I bought like t-shirts, you know, for one of my brothers. And I bought like, obviously games, but I bought like a comic book there, you know. I made friends with some of the people there, you know. I bought trading cards there, all of that. And it's a damn shame to see Bulletproof Games go like that, you know. But yeah, it's at least it wasn't as bad as
Let her go.
there's actually another game store that closed down by me, but they mostly just specialize in games. Albeit they did have a few collectible items and like old school like games, like
Don't worry, this is
PS1 games and stuff like that. But
I got his help.
the thing about it was that like they got ran out of business because a GameStop opened up right there. And this game store was called Game
We
Express.
won't get
but
another shot at this.
obviously, they ran out of business because a GameStop opened up right in front of
There's a
them.
crew of Fireflies
you
will
know.
meet you at the Capitol.
But yeah, I remember back in the day
That's
when
not
Persona
exactly
4
close.
came out, I went to that store
You're
and I was like,
capable.
"Do you guys have Persona 4?" They
Hand her
shook
off,
their
come
head
back, the
and they
weapons are
knew like
yours.
it was
Double
gonna
what
like
Robert sold.
I was
Speaking
gonna
of
fuck them
which,
over
where are
because
they?
I really like
Back in our
JRPGs.
camp.
Them not having Persona 4 was like,
We're
it
not
was like, why the
smuggling
fuck
shit
don't you
until
guys
I
have
see
it? You know, I know these guys see me
You'll follow
regularly
me.
there and they know I'm into
You can verify the
JRPGs.
weapons.
But you know,
I can get
ever since they
past
said
that.
no, I went to GameStop and
But
I bought
she's not
Persona 4
crossing
there,
that part of town.
right across the street, and they got so
Joel
disappointed.
to
But
watch over
I made amends. I went back there.
Ellie!
I bought a PSP,
How do you know them?
I was close with his brother Tommy.
actually a
Said if I was ever in a jam,
PSP combo pack with the Siphon Filter games. I bought that for like
left your little militia group.
over $100,
He left
close
you
to
too.
$200. So, you know, that was my way
was
of
a
making
good
amends.
man.
But they ultimately went under like
take her
a
to the
couple of
North
years
Tunnel.
back. But yeah, that was Game Express. But Bulletproof
cargo,
Games, man,
Joel.
they were there. They were everything. You know, they had
No more talk.
not only games, but they had comic books. They had
Fine.
anime DVDs. They had manga. They had action figures for
go
anime, for movies. You know, for
Don't pay.
comic books. Did I mention
You
they had comic books? I
stay
think
close.
I did, but they had T-shirts.
Let's go.
you know. They even sold like trading cards and you know all this other stuff. And it was just a damn shame to see Bulletproof Games go like that. But you know, rest in peace, Bulletproof Games. Well, the one where I live, because I don't know, man. That was the only thing
heard all the
that
shooting.
you know that area had going for it. And
What happened?
it's a damn shame that it had to go. But whatever. On to my next subject of
Pro.
people that disrupt your gaming. You know, like I've mentioned on past episodes, you know, there's no way I can get shit on for gaming at all. Like, I've had a few people that have tried, but, you know, if anyone was allowed to game, it would definitely have to be me. And I'm just glad that I seized the opportunity on it, you know, early, because nowadays you see, like, you know, these fakes just coming up trying to, like, fit in with the gamer crowd, and they don't even know shit about games. I had one friend like that. Like, he would mention, like, oh yeah, you heard about that game Journey? Oh, you know, I play Street Fighter. I'm like, dude, he doesn't even have his own consoles, you know. I gave him one and he just straight up stole it from me and never gave it back to me. You know, same guy who took my 360 with a bunch of games, probably sold it for pot money, or pot. Probably gave it away for weed or something, but, you know, and, yeah, those are people that,
That'll get us to the North Tunnel.
one of the types of people that disrupt your gaming, you know, and, also people that are jealous that you game, you know, because, like I said, I grew up with a few friends who gamed, and, you know, ever since they grew up, they were like, they always had this thing where they had to constantly make themselves look better than me. And after seeing that I gained so much satisfaction and respect from playing and loving games, especially now that it's blowing up, they hate me for it. You know, they can't stand that fact, and they would give anything for me to, you know, go away. But, you know, it's whatever. Whatever they had to give, that's them. You know, so I'm not even gonna worry about them. I have way too much stuff to be worrying about than them. You know, these are usually people, the people that disrupt my gaming, that get everything given to them. I have this one friend, he wants to be like a loner, and it's like he's trying so hard, because when I knew him, he would like bitch and moan and cry and throw tantrums and stuff ever since he was a kid. Now he's a grown-ass man and he's trying to act like a loner and all cool guy like. It's like, it's just embarrassing to see him try so much to be that way. I mean, here I am trying to make friends, and now I have no choice but to be a loner, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's just like people like that that disrupt my gaming. I realize they're just so pathetic. They're not even worth mentioning, you know. But yeah, and yeah, I mean, this guy, he lives in his aunt's house. His aunt has a son, but he gets treated better than his aunt's son. So I don't know how that works. You know, he just sits at home all day gaming while his aunt is working her ass off, you know, providing him shit. And it's just damn sad. I have another friend that's like that too. Needs to go see a movie or anything, he just asks his family, gives them money. I have another friend who's like that. He even has like problems, like he's basically a registered child sex offender or whatever, and he in his 20s he had sex with a 14-year-old girl, and they caught the whole thing on camera.
What am I supposed to do?
You know, and yeah, I mean, he's given everything in life. And one time I heard him, because he was talking over his Xbox One on his Kinect, and he was like, he doesn't feel like he's earned anything, you know, even though he works and stuff, because it's the truth, and people just give him things, you know. His family looks out for him, his mom gives him money all the time, you know. He basically lies just to get, like, you know, disability money from the government and all sorts of things, you know. It's people like that that disrupt my gaming. I find that also want to be gamers, you know. But
Hate bad dreams.
I mean, it can also come from like people from the outside who don't get gaming. You know, maybe you have a girlfriend or something. She doesn't like games, and she wants more attention from you than you give at a game or something. But you know, it's just like it's absolutely pathetic when you see fellow gamers acting that way. You know, just because they're jealous that you might, like people like me, are gaining more satisfaction from gaming than they are. You know.
Can't be any worse.
Because it's my element, so, you know, I can't help it. But yeah, on to the next thing. I only have like a little bit of time. Jobs in gaming. Yeah, basically it's very hard to get a gaming job. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. But I'll continue this next time. Bye bye.
It's a lot.